5 years ago, my mother knelt before me, begging me to go to prison in place of her adopted son. Julian's health is fragile. He won't survive in there. You'll take his place, won't you? I didn't agree. They forced me into the squad car anyway. My biological older brother pointed a finger in my face and cursed. Julian is just a kid. How can you be so heartless as to watch him get locked up? Even my fiancée stood by his side. It's just 5 years. Make this sacrifice. When you get out, I'll marry you. I stopped expecting anything from them right then and there. Silently, I submitted my application to an overseas closed research facility. I know this is unfair to you. I'll keep my promise and marry you when you return. As a car window rolled down, Serena Vane's beautiful, cold eyes came into view. 5 years hadn't changed her a bit. I lowered my head, shifting my gaze away from her face. Amen. From the moment I was sent away, I saw Serena and my family clearly. They didn't love me, and I didn't want to marry her anymore. Sensing my coldness, Serena instinctively offered an explanation. Julian knew you were coming back today. It reminded him of the car accident 5 years ago, and his depression flared up. Your parents and brother are all at home, comforting him right now. I listened in silence, closing my eyes. 20 years ago, when I was 3, I was lost during an accident. My mother, heartbroken, found Julian, who looked somewhat like me, at an orphanage and brought him home. But when I was 15, the gears of fate turned again. My biological parents found me. However, their love had long since been monopolized by Julian. In their eyes, I was just a redundancy. 5 years ago, they made me take the fall for Julian's drunk driving. Compared to Julian, I seemed like the adopted one. Countless cars on the road tacitly gave way to Serena's convoy. An hour later, we arrived at the Sterling estate. The butler and the maids looked at me with undisguised disdain. My parents only loved Julian. They didn't care for their biological son. So in the staff's eyes, I wasn't really the second young master of the Sterling family. Miss Vane, you've arrived. The butler greeted Serena with immense respect before finally glancing at me. Second young master. The master says that since you're back, you shouldn't show your face in public. It would bring shame to the family. Shame? How laughable. I was the one who bore the consequences for Julian. Yet now it was my sin. But I had lost all hope in them late that night 5 years ago when they shoved me into the police car. Understood. I was about to enter when I heard my older brother, Harrison Sterling, speaking in the living room. Mom, Dad, Julian's condition is so severe. Maybe we should have Liam move out? If Julian sees Liam, he'll have another episode. My father sighed, but didn't speak. My mother said, he is still a Sterling by blood. If we make him move out, what will people think? Then what do? We can't just let Julian suffer. My father finally spoke. Let's do this. Tell Liam not to appear in front of him. He is to stay in his room. Hearing this, my eyes burned. Cherishing the adopted son while ignoring their own flesh and blood. This was my family. I walked straight to my room, the Sterling family storage room. Pushing the door open, I found it covered in dust. I was too exhausted. I collapsed onto the cot. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was an encrypted email. Mr. Liam Sterling, congratulations on your acceptance into the National Sentinel Project. Once you accept this position, you will assume a completely new identity and accompany the research team to Dominica. Your identity will remain classified. You'll have no contact with the outside world for 3 years. I carefully read all the regulations. Without hesitation, I sign my name, Liam Sterling. Shortly after sending the reply, I received a confirmation. 7 days from now, on December 31st, a private transport will pick you up at 12 a.m. sharp. 7 days. I clench my fists. Just endure 7 days, and I can leave this home that never loved me forever. The next day, I plan to find a part-time job to support myself for the remaining week. Walking out of my room, the first thing I saw was Julian Sterling in a crisp white shirt, sitting at the dining table with a beaming smile. My dad, my mom, my brother Harrison, and my fiancée Serena were all gathered around him. The table was laden with a feast. In unison, they said, Julian, congratulations on your discharge. Julian's eyes were filled with happiness. Thank you, Dad, Mom, Harrison, and Serena. He paused, then added, since I just got out of the hospital, did you guys give me gifts? My parents and brother handed over their presents one by one. Just as Serena was about to give hers, she saw me walking out of the storage room. Liam, you're up. Come eat. She beckoned me over, not noticing the immediate shift in my family's expressions. Julian, however, called out affectionately, Brother, I'm sorry. I was sick yesterday and couldn't go pick you up. You don't blame me, do you? Brother. Before I could respond, Serena interjected. Liam is generous. He wouldn't hold a grudge against you. Hearing this, Julian took Serena's hand and looked at me. Brother, can you give me a gift? I want Serena. It was such an unreasonable demand, yet no one at the table spoke. They were all waiting for my answer. I had never seen someone so shameless. I clenched my hands, and if I refuse? Julian's face stiffened. Suddenly, he switched to French, speaking in a pitiful tone. I was just joking. I didn't think brother would take it so seriously. My mother comforted him in French. Julian, don't be sad. Liam is nothing like me, petty and selfish. My father added, Julian, don't mind him. No matter what, your mother and I only consider you our son. My brother Harrison chimed in, also in French, right, Julian? I only have one brother, and that's you. What a loving family. I pretended not to understand and asked Serena, what are they talking about? Serena's eyes were dark as she parted her lips lightly. Julian said he was joking, and everyone wanting not to overthink it. Don't overthink it. I didn't know how Serena could lie without batting an eye. They didn't know that I understood every word. My mother was a renowned artist, and my father had been a titan of industry in his youth. Ever since they found me at the orphanage, they disdained my lack of elite education. So, they poured all their focus onto Julian. 10 years ago, when Julian and I took our college entrance exams, Julian got into an art academy and was celebrated lavishly. They didn't know I had been accepted to MIT, and that I had not only taught myself French, but also Italian and Spanish. But none of that mattered anymore. I would soon leave this hypocritical home. I'm heading out. You guys continue. I limped away under the disgusted gazes of the servants and my relatives. Behind me, they continued to berate me in French without reserve. Leaving the Sterling estate, I took a bus to the commercial district. Because of my criminal record, my academic history had been wiped, and with my physical disability, it took me half the day to finally find a part-time job at a bubble tea shop. It was laughable. After being brought back to the Sterling family at 15, they gave me $1,000 for the first month. After that, disappointed that I wasn't as excellent as Julian, they ignored me. I had to work through school to pay my own tuition and living expenses. At 11 p.m., after washing the last cup, I walked out of the shop alone, only to see Serena stepping out of a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Liam, why have you been out so long? Before I could speak, Serena revealed an exquisite chocolate cake from behind her back. Liam, happy birthday. I froze. The Vane and Sterling families were old friends and neighbors. Serena and I had been betrothed since childhood, a doll engagement. Even after I was lost at 3 and found at 15, the engagement stood. I still remembered the first person I saw when I returned to the Sterling family was Serena. She wore a white dress, standing in the sunlight, radiating brilliance. In that house, only Serena didn't despise me. She protected me when others bullied me and gave me gifts on holidays. She was the only one who was good to me. That kindness made me fall hopelessly in love with her, treating her as my salvation, my anchor. Even when she had her accident, I risked my life to give her my blood. But in the end, she was the one who personally arranged my 5-year prison sentence. Liam, what's wrong? Did you think I forgot your birthday? Serena's voice snapped me back to reality. I replied calmly, thank you. Serena then produced a beautifully wrapped gift box. Open it. I lifted the lid. Inside lay a bespoke black suit. I remember you love wearing black suits, so I had this prepared in advance. Do you like it? She asked softly. My throat felt bitter as I murmured, Serena, you remembered wrong. I don't like suits, and I certainly don't like black. The orphanage director once told me he found me at the mall entrance. Back then, I was wearing an expensive black suit. Because of that, even after I gained some awareness, I would often linger at the mall entrance and habitually wear all kinds of black clothes, just so my parents could find me. Serena paused, gently holding my hand. I'm sorry, I remembered wrong. Then what do you like? How about I take you to pick something out? Looking into her gentle eyes, I couldn't bring myself to refuse. It's okay. Just eating cake with me is enough. Serena's eyes lit up. I know a great restaurant. Let's go celebrate. As the car drove smoothly down the road, I stared at the cake dazed. I hadn't had a birthday in a long time. No one cared, and it wasn't worth celebrating. But Serena remembered. Liam, why are you even thinner than 5 years ago? And your leg? She gripped my hand tightly. My heart felt pricked. I looked up at her. 5 years in prison. Surviving was hard enough. Did you think I'd be able to fatten myself up? Serena met my gaze and trembled, perhaps only now remembering that she was the one who sent me there. Her phone rang. I glanced at the screen. The contact name was Julian. Serena answered. I don't know what was said on the other end, but panic flooded her eyes. She hurriedly told the driver, back to the Sterling estate. On the way back, Serena texted Julian incessantly. When we arrived, I saw Julian holding a fruit knife. Seeing Serena and me, his face went pale as he muttered, "Dad, Mom, Harrison, Serena, brother is back. I should make room. Goodbye." He slashed his wrist hard. Blood gushed out, and he slumped to the floor. My parents, brother, and Serena all rushed toward him. That night, the sound of ambulance sirens pierced the air at the Sterling Villa. After they all left for the hospital, I limped back to my storage room. I lay on the bed and checked my phone. 12:10 a.m. Serena broke her promise. She didn't celebrate my birthday. But I didn't feel as hurt as I used to. I closed my eyes and slept. Only 5 days left. In 5 days, I would leave this place. I continued my job over the next few days. They stayed at the hospital with Julian and didn't return. Then, a news notification popped up on my phone. Serena Vane, CEO of Vane Corp, and Julian Sterling of Sterling Enterprises announced their engagement. Snap! I heard something shatter in a corner of my heart. That night, when I returned, everyone was back, including Serena. My mother scolded me in French. Coming back so late, who knows where he's been fooling around. My father gave her a look. She switched to a pleasant tone. "Liam, you're finally back. The whole family has been waiting for you." My father spoke up. "Liam, the doctor says Julian's depression is getting worse. So we made a decision for you. We transferred your engagement to Julian. You don't have any objections, do you?" I listened silently, mockery filling my eyes. They had already made the decision, yet they were pretending to ask for my opinion. I looked at Serena and asked the obvious. "Serena, did you agree to this too?" Serena stood up from the sofa, walked over, and held my hand. "Julian's only wish right now is to marry me. Don't worry, I won't betray you. I'm just holding a wedding with him to fulfill his wish. You're marrying someone else, yet you say you won't betray me?" I pulled my hand away. "Fine. Whatever you decide." Serena felt a strange tightness in her chest at my words. She wanted to explain, but Julian, sitting between our parents, spoke up. "Brother, if you're unwilling, let's forget it." As he spoke, he dug his fingernails into the back of his hand until it bled. Seeing this, Harrison rushed to stop him and shouted at me, "Liam Sterling, can't you see Julian is sick? Do you want our whole family and Serena to kneel and beg you?" Hearing this, I remembered when I first came to the Sterling house. At first, they said I was the older brother and had to yield to Julian. I backed down at every turn, enduring injustice, thinking I could earn their love. Later, when Julian drove drunk, my mother knelt before me. "I raised Julian, he's not bad. His health is poor. He'll die in prison. Mommy begs you, help Mommy one last time. Take the fall for Julian." Recalling all of this, I said to Harrison, "Sure. If you all kneel and beg me, I'll agree to give the marriage to Julian." A deathly silence fell over the living room. No one spoke, evidently shocked that the usually submissive Liam would say such a thing. I didn't want to argue anymore and limped back to my room. Late at night, lying in bed, I looked at the calendar. Only 3 days left. Just then my phone vibrated. Serena was calling. "What is it?" I asked. "Liam," Serena's familiar, melodic voice came through. "Julian once saved my life. He gave me half his blood. So, even if you don't agree, I'm going to hold this wedding with him." Lying there, I felt like I'd been hit by a boulder. I was the one who saved her. I was the one who risked my life to give her blood. How did it become Julian? "Serena, when you were injured, I was the one who saved you. It was my blood." I couldn't help but tell the truth. There was a moment of silence on the other end. Then Serena spoke. "Liam Sterling, in 5 years of prison, when did you learn to lie? It was clearly Julian who saved me. Your parents and the doctors can prove it. You disappoint me." Lying on a cold bed, suddenly I couldn't say a word. 6 years ago, Serena was attacked by a rival and rushed into surgery, needing an emergency transfusion. Without hesitation, I got tested, matched, and donated blood immediately. But now, Julian was taking the credit, and I couldn't even prove it. After a long pause, I said, "If you don't believe me, forget it." I had decided I didn't want you anymore anyway. I hung up and closed my eyes. 2 days remaining. I went to my part-time job, but ran into Harrison. Seeing me shaking bubble tea, surprise flashed in his eyes before returning to coldness. "Didn't the family give you money? Are you working here as a waiter, just to embarrass us?" "I'm not stealing or robbing. What's embarrassing?" Harrison choked. He stood up. "Mom and Dad are already preparing for Julian's wedding. I hope you won't provoke Julian this time." As he turned to leave, he noticed my limp. A rare concern appeared. "Mom and Dad said you should walk properly. Go see a doctor for that leg when you have time." Watching his retreating back, I felt no emotion. When I first returned to the family, I was so happy to see my big brother. For Harrison's birthday that first year, I used money saved from 6 months of part-time work to buy him a tie. He tossed it to a maid. What brand is this? I never wear cheap junk. Don't buy random things. Meanwhile, Julian gave him a handmade card, and Harrison was overjoyed. Julian, you really are my brother. You remember my birthday. That moment, I realized something. I didn't have a brother. Tomorrow night, I would leave New York. I finished my last shift, collected my pay, and walked out. The familiar Phantom was parked at the mall entrance. The cold light, reflecting off the car, seemed like a chasm separating me from that world. Serena walked up to me. Liam, about yesterday, I was wrong. Her voice was gentle as water. But you have to believe me. Even if Julian saved me, the person I love is you. So you don't need to lie. I suddenly wanted to cry. Not from being moved, but because of her words. How did she manage to help Julian hurt me time and again, while claiming she loved me? Serena continued. Julian wants to treat you to dinner. He says he wants to thank you for your generosity in letting us hold the wedding. My heart grew even colder. The next second, the car door opened, and Julian poked his head out. Brother, Serena, it's cold out. Get in. After I got in, his gaze raked over my worn-out clothes, a smirk of contempt barely concealed at the corner of his mouth. Don't Mom and Dad have the finance department send you money every time? Why did I hear Harrison say you're working at a bubble tea shop? If outsiders saw, they'd think Mom and Dad are biased and treat you badly. Julian finished and pulled a card from his pocket, handing it to me. Brother, if you're short on cash and too embarrassed to ask Mom and Dad, just tell me. This card is my allowance from Mom. There's about $5 million on it. It should last you a while. $5 million. I looked at the card he offered, mocking myself internally. His allowance was $5 million. I remembered in high school, I needed $3,000 for tuition. I went to my mother. She said, money, money, money. Do I owe you? You should be grateful I gave birth to you. Why are you asking for money? Since then, I never asked for a cent. As for the transfers Julian mentioned, they never happened. I slapped the card from his hand. Stop acting. I'm not 15 anymore. I don't buy your act. When I was 15, I want to be brothers with him. But he framed me time and again. By the time I realized it, it was too late. Huge tears instantly rolled down Julian's cheeks. Serena immediately defended him. Liam, Julian meant well. You don't have to take the card, but there's no need for such harsh words. This was the woman who claimed to love me most. Whenever I argued with Julian, she always sided with him. Serena, just because a poor person is offered charity, must they accept it? Must they be grateful? I asked, enunciating every word. I had my dignity. Serena couldn't answer. Julian began to hyperventilate. Gasping, he stammered, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Serena, don't blame brother. Serena panicked. Driver, change course to the hospital. The next second, her cold voice rang in my ear. Liam, you're too much. Get out. She dumped me on the roadside. The car sped away. I couldn't feel the sadness anymore. I looked up at the night sky. It had started to snow. New York was snowing. I didn't expect to see the first snow of the year before I left. I walked back to the Sterling estate. The villa was decorated festively. My parents were bustling about for the wedding. The day after tomorrow is an auspicious date. We must make Julian's wedding grand. My mom smiled. My dad sighed. Time flies. In a blink, our son is getting married. They were happy and reluctant to let him go. I watched from afar, realizing they truly loved Julian. And I, the son who shared their blood, was merely a surplus. I once watched a show about reuniting families. A haggard mother stood on stage, eyes bloodshot but shining with hope, clutching a photo of her lost boy. When the door opened and her son appeared, she recognized him instantly, rushing to hug him. Baby, Mommy found you. Mommy will never let you be alone again. I wept watching that, strengthening my resolve to find my mom. Now, I regretted it. Regretted finding them. If I hadn't, maybe my parents would still be a distant, beautiful fantasy. Now, that fantasy lay in ruins. I walked to my storage room without greeting them. This cramped, dim space was my only shelter. I fell asleep instantly, nightmares plaguing me. Bang! Loud noises woke me. Harrison was throwing a midnight bachelor party for Julian. He invited many rich heirs, including classmates of mine and Julian's. My room had no bathroom, so I had to go out. Passing the living room, they were playing Truth or Dare. Julian and Serena sat in the center. Serena, you lost. Truth or Dare? Dare, she said lightly. Everyone looked at me. Serena, kiss any man here for 1 minute. The atmosphere heated up. Someone pointed at me. Liam, didn't you used to like Serena? She's getting married. Why don't you kiss her for a minute as a souvenir? Serena stood up and walked toward me. When she was a meter away, Julian called out, Serena. He looked pitiful. Serena glanced back at him, then at me, whispering, with so many people here, and the wedding so close, I can't embarrass Julian. You understand, right? I gave a calm amen and turned to leave without looking back. Serena's voice rang out behind me. I choose Julian. Cheers erupted. I was starved for love, but I wasn't stupid. The Serena who protected me was gone. The Serena sitting there now wasn't the girl who radiated light. So, I decided I didn't want her anymore. After the crowd dispersed, Serena found me in the garden. Before I could approach, fireworks lit up the sky. Drones formed a sentence. Serena Vane loves Liam Sterling forever. Forever? I stared at the drones, dazed. Serena walked up to me. Liam, after the fake wedding tomorrow, we can be together properly. I opened my mouth. I won't be with you. Before I could finish, Harrison shouted, Serena, come here. We're teasing the groom early. Serena looked awkward. Won't what? I smiled bitterly. Nothing. Go have fun. She squeezed my cold hand. After the wedding tomorrow, it'll all be over. She left. The drones scattered. Yes, it would all be over. Everyone went to Julian's room. I checked the time. 10:15 p.m. 1 hour, 45 minutes left. I took a thorough shower, looking at the scars in the mirror, souvenirs from prison. Then I put on my cleanest clothes. Final hour. I looked around the room I'd lived in for years. A few worn clothes, old shoes, a discarded quilt, a battered diary on the desk, and a photo frame. I threw everything away. Then I picked up the photo frame. A picture of the two families from 12 years ago. Mom, Dad, Harrison, Julian, and Serena. This photo held all my love. Now I took it out, tore it to shreds, and dumped in the trash. Finally, I opened the diary I'd kept since I was 15. Page 1, December 3rd, sunny. I'm home. Dad is handsome. Mom is beautiful. My brothers are cool. I'm so happy. Flip forward. March 1st, cloudy. Didn't get tuition money. Don't know how to tell the teacher. Mom and Dad must have their reasons. I'll earn it myself. June 7th, sunny. Harrison didn't like the tie I saved 3 months for. I'll buy him a better one next time. Flip to the end. The day before prison. December 1st, rain. Only one sentence. They simply don't love me. My eyes grew wet. I picked up a pen and wrote on the last page. In French, December 31st, light snow. I'm leaving Mom, Dad. Before I go, I really want to ask, since you dislike me so much, why did you search for me in the papers all those years ago? Is it true, like people say, that if you didn't raise a child, there's no bond? But why did I see other parents so happy when they found their kids? Maybe I'm the anomaly. Being found by my parents was the moment I truly lost them. I wrote down years of confusion and unwillingness. Harrison, you said you only wanted Julian as a brother. Today, I grant your wish. From now on, you only have one brother. Finally, to Serena. Serena, you said to wait until after the fake wedding. I am sorry. I won't wait for you this time. I wish you and Julian happiness. Goodbye. Let's never meet again. I placed the diary on the desk. On top of it, I placed the blood transfusion report. It clearly showed my donation to Serena. It was 12:00 a.m. Carrying a faded canvas bag, I limped out of the Sterling estate. Behind me, the house was bright and festive. In front of me, a convoy of black armored vehicles waited silently. I walked toward my future without hesitation. The cars vanished into the night. The next morning, celebratory cannons fired. The wedding began. Mr. and Mrs. Sterling beamed, roses pinned to their chests. Mrs. Sterling looked around, but couldn't see Liam. She frowned. Harrison, where's Liam? Late to his brother's wedding? Who taught him such manners? Harrison replied casually, probably doesn't want to see Serena marry Julian. He liked her for years. Mrs. Sterling looked displeased. Martha, go call Liam. If he's not here, people will gossip. The maid nodded, but Harrison stopped her. You guys set up the garden? I'll get him. He paused. Which room is he in? The storage room, Martha replied. What? Everyone froze. Mr. Sterling was confused. Why would Liam live in the storage room? Martha looked down. When the second young master arrived, there was no room ready. The madam said it was temporary, for 12 years. Mrs. Sterling frowned. I meant to prepare a room, but I forgot. Why didn't he say anything? I'm his mother. Would I mistreat him? He's nothing like me. Julian, sitting comfortably in a bespoke suit and limited edition watch, spoke up. Our storage room is better than wandering the streets. It shouldn't be a big deal, right? Harrison felt something was off, but said nothing. He walked to the storage room at the end of the hall. Opening the door, dust motes danced in the air. He stepped back, covering his nose. Clutter filled the dark space. Liam's bed was a thin board on buckets next to a shelf. Beside it was a large water tank serving as a table, holding a lamp, a diary, and a stack of papers. This was Liam's life. Harrison was shocked into silence. This was the Sterling mansion, Liam's home. Liam wasn't here. Harrison walked to the water tank and picked up the diary and the medical reports. Mom, Dad, Harrison called out, returning with the items. Liam's gone, but he left these. Before his father could check, the wedding procession arrival was announced. Probably throwing a tantrum. Let's go. Serena is here, his mother said. His father followed. Harrison stood alone for a moment. Serena stood in the living room holding a bouquet, looking unhappy. She scanned the room. Where's Liam? Julian was annoyed. He feigned sadness. Serena, brother probably ran off because he didn't want to see us marry. Don't blame him. Mrs. Sterling added. We didn't raise him well. Don't take it to heart. Serena felt a spark of anger. It was a fake wedding. Why couldn't he understand? She texted Liam. Why are you so immature? Where are you? No reply. Her face darkened. Harrison, observing the tension, gripped the diary and reports. He had only glanced at them, but it was shocking. Why was Liam's health so bad? And the blood transfusion? Recalling Liam's treatment, Harrison decided to verify these. He handed the documents to his trusted assistant. Investigate what happened to Liam in prison over the last 5 years. Serena, what are you waiting for? Julian broke the silence, taking her arm. Brother left. He's an adult. He'll be fine. Serena said coldly. Skip the formalities. It's a fake wedding. We're going straight to the church. Serena. Julian stomped his foot. She pulled her hand away and walked out. At the church. It was empty except for the family and priest. This isn't what I imagined. Julian exploded. Serena. He cried, eyes red. So what if Liam left? You have me. Am I less than that uneducated bastard? He's an ex-con. How is he worthy of you? His words were venomous. Serena was impatient and anxious about Liam. Julian, I agreed to this because you threatened suicide. I've done my part. Now I'm going to find Liam. She looked at him. And don't forget, he went to prison for you. Everyone froze. Julian pulled out a knife and held it to his neck. I don't care. Why do you like him and not me? Have you forgotten I gave you my blood? Mrs. Sterling was terrified. She tried to grab the knife. Julian, don't. Stay back. He swung the knife, slashing her arm. Mom, I just want Serena. Why can't I have her? It's all Liam's fault. Liam should die. Police and ambulances arrived. Serena was injured trying to disarm him. In the ambulance, she kept calling Liam. Liam, it's over. Where are you? I'll come find you. I did this to help you, to make your parents like you. No reply. At the hospital, Mrs. Sterling ignored her wound, begging the doctor. My son has depression and anemia. Please be gentle. He's suffered so much. The nurse stopped and took off her mask. Ma'am, I understand your feelings, but we've examined this gentleman. He is in excellent health. He doesn't have the conditions you mentioned. What did you say? Mr. Sterling frowned. The nurse repeated, Mr. Sterling is physically healthy aside from the scratch on his neck. He can go home after we dress the wound. Impossible, Mrs. Sterling denied instinctively. Mr. Sterling looked at the sleeping Julian, sudden doubt creeping in. If he's healthy, then who gave the blood to Serena back then? A name flashed in both their minds. The forgotten son, Liam. At Sterling Enterprises, Harrison returned to the office. His assistant had the report ready. Besides verifying the medical records, there were 2 videos. One of Liam entering surgery with Serena, and one of Liam being beaten in prison. It was grainy security footage. Harrison's eyes reddened. That was his brother. Why was the second young master of the Sterling family being abused? Hadn't they pulled strings? And why did Liam look so frail? Harrison ordered, keep investigating. Who authorized this? Yes, sir. Harrison collapsed in his chair. He closed his eyes, picturing the storage room. He opened the diary. December 13th, Sonny. Mom and Dad don't seem happy I'm home. Julian looks at me strangely. I'll try to be a good son. 2 hours later, Harrison reached the last page. French. Liam knew French. He understood everything they said. Reading, you only have one brother now. Harrison's hand trembled. Liam was truly gone. Did Julian hide his true nature this well? Harrison felt a chill. He wanted to call Serena, but hesitated. He decided to go to the hospital first. Meanwhile, Serena kept calling Liam. The number you dialed does not exist. He had canceled his number. Serena panicked. She called her assistant, Lee. Find him. Turn New York upside down if you have to. She sat in darkness, unable to sleep. The next morning at 8 a.m., Harrison arrived at the hospital, but they had already left. He went home. The servants looked miserable. Master Harrison, the third young master, is screaming about burning the storage room. Mrs. Sterling was crying outside the room. Harrison pulled out the diary. Mom, Dad, read this. Liam knew French. He understood everything. They were stunned. Mr. Sterling read it word by word. Harrison walked into the storage room. Julian had destroyed most of it. Harrison asked, Julian, the person who gave blood to Serena wasn't you, was it? Julian froze. Harrison's heart sank. Julian, how much have you lied about? Why did you intercept Liam's allowance? Why did you have him tortured in prison? Julian stopped his tantrum. Big brother, what are you talking about? Mr. and Mrs. Sterling walked in, faces dark. Harrison sighed, pulling out the reports. He called his assistant. Bring them in. 5 minutes later, the assistant brought in the prison warden, the company accountant, and a thug. And Serena Vane entered, face like ice. I have a right to know the truth. Julian turned pale. Serena, I don't understand. Still lying? Harrison raised his voice. Must I list every crime? Julian stepped back, eyes red, trying to look pitiful. Harrison, I'm your brother. Yeah. Harrison sneered. Have you forgotten that Liam is my biological brother? Julian's face went white. He clutched his chest, feigning breathlessness. Enough. Harrison, do you want to kill him? Mrs. Sterling's heart ached. Harrison couldn't believe it. Mom, you're still defending him? Look at the reports. Liam is the one who gave blood. Liam was beaten to near death in prison. Julian's depression is fake. Harrison showed the psychiatric evaluation proving Julian was sane. Serena spoke up. Give me the reports. She looked at the photos of Liam's injuries. Scars everywhere. Her expression turned terrifying. She walked to Julian. Tell me, what did you do to him? Julian laughed tragically, looking at Mrs. Sterling. Mom, it hurts. Harrison blocked his mother's view. Stop acting. Julian looked at his father. Dad, Mr. Sterling averted his gaze, clutching the diary. Julian realized his game was up. He said lightly, I wanted Liam dead. That's all. Julian Sterling. Serena's voice was demonic. What? Julian trembled. Mr. Sterling spoke. Serena, read Liam's message to you. She took the diary. I won't wait for you this time. Goodbye. She clutched the book, a tear falling. Serena, listen to me, Julian cried. You're not doing it on purpose? Then who was it? Liam. Serena was furious. Why, Julian? You had everything. Did I? Julian's eyes filled with hate. When he came back, you changed. You started looking at him differently. I felt the crisis. I had to destroy him. You're a monster, Harrison said. We loved you. Julian wiped his tears and smirked. I've always been a monster. You Sterlings are just stupid. Nobody said you weren't family. Harrison yelled. We treated you better than him. I realized how greedy a person can be, Harrison said bitterly. We abandoned our own blood for you. We are. So stupid. Serena felt a sharp pain. If she could only go back 5 years. Slap. Mr. Sterling struck Julian. Dad. Mr. Sterling looked at him coldly. You don't deserve to call me Dad. You said you're not a Sterling. Fina, we owe Liam, and you owe him too. Mr. Sterling's voice trembled. Everyone was stunned. Harrison cried silently. You are a thief. I will never forgive you. He walked out, stumbling. Julian stood frozen. Serena. Serena's gaze was lethal. Don't speak my name. Just because of this. Julian asked. He didn't die. He just went to prison. Just. Serena snapped Julian's wrist. Crack. Julian screamed. Meanwhile, on a plane, Liam woke from a dream of his unloving family. The pilot announced, Ladies and gentlemen, we are arriving in Dominica. Ground temp is 75 degrees. Liam looked at the brightening sky. He smiled. Rebirth. Are you Mr. Leo Stone? A girl with sun-kissed skin approached him. I'm Andy. Yes. Liam. Now Leo Stone nodded. The landlord sent me. She let him out. Liam had a new passport. His past was erased. The house was a loft overlooking the ocean and volcanoes. I'll make Chinese food tonight, Leo offered. Really? I love Chinese food. Andy cheered. Back in New York, Serena couldn't sleep. She kept seeing Liam's gaunt face in her nightmares. I'm sorry. She pleaded in the dream. Dream Liam looked at her coldly. Does sorry erase 5 years of torture? I hate you. I will never forgive you. She woke up gasping. Her phone rang. Lee. Miss Vane, Julian jumped off a building. Is he dead? No. The fire department caught him. He didn't really mean to die. Serena felt disgust. She remembered Liam in the hospital years ago, smiling despite the pain. She went to the window. It was snowing. She drove to the sanitarium. Julian crawled toward her. Serena, how could you? Julian, she said, I haven't even started. I found records of orders to disfigure Liam in prison. Orders supposedly from me. Did you do that? Julian trembled. Yes. I'll kneel, he begged. Serena smiled bitterly. Julian, you will atone slowly. The Sterlings arrived. Mrs. Sterling beat her chest in grief. I drove my son away. Mr. Sterling asked Serena, if you find him, please tell us. Harrison said, Julian, you're going to prison. No, I'm your family. Julian screamed. Mr. Sterling shouted, enough. You are dead to us. He ordered the servants to throw Julian's things out. You guys are blind. Julian yelled. Slap. Mrs. Sterling hit him this time. We will atone. And so will you. Serena questioned Julian, recording his confession. Then she walked out into the snow. Where are you, Liam? In Dominica, Leo Stone painted the ocean. He got a text from a guard friend. They are looking for you. Leo replied, I am happy here. Don't tell them. Leo, you paint so well. The landlady, Mary, admired his work. Don't let the past entangle you, she said, smelling of chamomile. Leo's eyes stung. He hadn't cried in years. Okay, let's have hot pot tonight. He smiled. He would move forward. New York. 5 years flew by. No trace of Liam. Serena lost weight. She received a call. Miss Vane, Julian is acting crazy in prison. Attacking people. Is it real? Yes. Send him to the mental ward. She looked at a photo of Liam. Where are you? Meanwhile, Leo Stone returned to New York as a famous artist. He met Officer Chun at the airport. You're tan, Chun joked. It's healthy, Leo laughed. At the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, Serena attended a gala for new artists. She dropped her champagne glass. Liam. Agent Rose introduced him. This is Leo Stone. I don't know her, Leo said coldly. I am Serena Vane. We know each other. You're mistaken, miss. My surname is Stone. Serena froze. His strangeness was so natural. You look like an old friend. Leo smiled politely. No problem. He walked away. Serena watched him. It's him. 2 hours later, Lee told the Sterlings. Liam is back. He's Leo Stone, the artist. Mrs. Sterling brought down a bag of drawings she made when pregnant with him. Give these to him. Tell him I'm sorry. She wept. Harrison comforted her, but they knew he wouldn't come back. 5 years ago, the butler showed them footage of Liam kowtowing 3 times before leaving, a sign of severing ties. Julian has been moved to the asylum, Harrison said. At the Opus residence, Leo took painkillers for his leg. The doorbell rang. It was Serena. I knew it was you. Leo opened the door. No, I am Leo Stone. Liam Sterling died in prison, killed by you. His words were daggers. Serena, do you regret it? I do, she whispered. I want to atone. Stay away from me, Leo said, slamming the door. The next morning, she was kneeling outside. She had been there all night. You're affecting my life, Leo scowled. You want to atone? Give me back my blood. Serena stood up, pulled out a Navajo hunting knife Leo once gave her, and stabbed her chest. Thud. Are you crazy? Leo pressed his hand over the wound. Even if you die, I won't forgive you. At the hospital, Mrs. Sterling rushed in. Liam, baby, are you okay? Leo pulled away. You call me what? Mrs. Sterling knelt. Mrs. Sterling, get up. I just want to apologize as a mother. I don't need it. Leo smiled faintly. You can pretend Liam is dead. Mrs. Sterling wept. She tried to give him shares and deeds. Mrs. Sterling, I can't accept these. No one dies from lack of love. Especially not me. His words were the sharpest revenge. Do you really not want to give me a chance? The doctor came out. She's out of danger. Good. Leo stood up. Notify her assistant. I'm leaving. Mrs. Sterling watched him go, devastated. Serena dreamed of Liam rejecting her love. 3 days later, Leo painted furiously. Mary sent a voice message from Dominica. Mom, Leo whispered. The doorbell rang. It was the lawyer in Lee. Mrs. Sterling transfers 45% of shares to you. Miss Vane transfers all her assets to you. Serena appeared, pale. I want you to have the power to hurt me. Leo laughed. You think money fixes this? Serena knelt. I am sorry. I want you to be in pain forever. Leo threw an ashtray, hitting her shoulder. She didn't flinch. Get out. Leo screamed. Slap. He slapped her. She gently patted his back. It's okay, let it out. It felt like when they were teens. Why did you do this to me? Leo finally screamed. Half an hour later, Leo calmed down. I am tired. Don't come back. You disgust me. Serena turned pale. Is there no chance? I begged you once. You didn't listen. Now please let me go. Okay. Serena agreed. 2 weeks later, Harrison showed up with gifts, asking to be hit. Leo sighed. Harrison took him to the asylum. They saw Julian strapped to a chair, labeled 4108. He's punished now, Harrison said. I love you, brother. Leo remained silent. On December 21st, Leo's exhibition, Rainy Season, opened. Serena stood before a painting of a red kapok tree in the rain. Buy it, she told Lee. She coughed. Leo walked over. Serena. She turned. I heard you. She tried to leave. Leo hooked her pinky finger with his. The first time we met, it was raining. You were like a stray kitten, Serena said softly. But your eyes were strong. I told you my name, and you recited that poem about the oak and the kapok tree, standing together in the storm. Serena stepped closer. Lee, I'm sorry. I don't want to be separate. I want to stand with you. Give me a hint, she begged. After the exhibition, Leo returned to Dominica. He laid his head on Mary's lap. If someone who hurt you begs for love, do you give it? No, Mary said. Never forgive. Think of how despairing you were back then. Leo sat up. Serena messaged him constantly. Finally, she wrote, I'm coming to see you. The next morning, they met at a temple by the waterfalls. Is your wound healed? Leo asked. Yes. Serena. Leo looked at the waterfall. Life is short. I can't look back. Please forgive me for not letting go. He smiled. Maybe in 10 years, we can have a drink. But never love. Serena understood. I see. I won't disturb you. Have a nice trip. That was the last thing he said to her. Years passed. Serena watched Leo Stone's success from afar. On his dormant social media, she left one comment. Liam, I wish you a lifetime of spring, where the kapok flowers always bloom. Story complete part 2. Mandatory separators.